Here's the thing. Sometimes life just hands you a deck of cards that's already on fire. And Susan Smith? Yeah, she was holding a whole burning deck. Susan Lee Vaughn was born September 26, 1971, in Union, South Carolina. Tiny town, super southern, but her life wasn't exactly peaches and sunshine. When she was 6, her dad decided life wasn't for him and died by suicide. That's trauma number 1. But life wasn't done cooking her yet, because her mom remarried a guy named Beverly C. Russell Jr. sounds like a banker, right? Nope. Allegedly molested her during her teenage years. And not like a one-time horrible thing. Reports say it continued until just 6 months before she did the thing we're all here for. By age 13, Susan's already so wrecked emotionally that she attempts suicide. She survives, but her teen years are like a Jerry Springer episode on repeat. High school, somehow she makes it out in 1989, but right after graduation, she tries again to take her life. Why? Because she was messing with a married dude who dumped her. Yeah, good judgment is not her strong suit. Fast forward a little, and Susan meets David Smith, local grocery store manager at Winnicksea. Romantic music cue. They fall in love, get married in 1991. She's 19, he's 20, and immediately, boom, she's pregnant. Their first son, Michael Daniel Smith, is born in 1991. 2 years later, August 5th, 1993, they have baby number 2, Alexander Alex Tyler Smith. On paper, they're that cute young couple trying to make it work. Except they're broke as hell. David's making $22,000 a year, Susan's at $17,000, and they're constantly arguing about money. Oh, and Susan's mom, Linda, total helicopter parent. Always in their business, always calling shots, and Susan resents the heck out of it. The marriage? Dumpster fire. By 1992, they're separating like a seasonal hobby. Susan starts hooking up with an old boyfriend, and David's like, cool, I'm gonna cheat too, and starts seeing Tiffany Moss, a coworker. Then Susan gets pregnant with baby Alex while all this chaos is still happening. In early 93, they buy a house, funded by loans from Linda and Bev, because apparently adding debt will totally fix your marriage. Right? Wrong. Susan's pregnant, insecure about her body, emotionally cold, and David? Yeah, he officially starts dating Tiffany Moss in June 1993. Alex is born via emergency C-section. For 3 glorious weeks, David tries the family man thing before packing up and saying, He tells his friends the marriage is done for good. Susan leaves Winnicksea and gets a bookkeeping job at Conso Products, Union's big employer. And there she meets Tom Finley, a.k.a. Mr. Moneybags, the wealthy 27-year-old son of the company owner. They start dating in early 1994. This is like a romance movie, if the movie ended with screaming. They go on cute lunches, fancy nights at his estate. But by summer, breakup. Why? Because David Smith strolls back and like, hey, maybe we could try again. And Susan, clearly not one for stable decision-making, give it a shot. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. By July 1994, Susan says, I want a divorce, and David moves out to an apartment, taking the kids part-time. September hits, Susan and Tom are back together. Things are looking up until October 18th, 1994, when Tom sends her the letter. And oh boy, this is brutal. He literally writes, I'm not ready for fatherhood. And honestly, your behavior? Not great. Basically, I like you, but your kids? Yeah, not for me. 2 days later, Susan files for divorce because apparently Tom's rejection is the last straw. By late October, Susan's life is crumbling. Divorce papers filed, boyfriend gone, little money, custody fears. She's depressed, talking about suicide again, and she's mentally collapsing. October 25th, 1994. She straps her 2 boys in their car seats, drives around rural roads crying and contemplating ending it all. But then, instead of doing it to herself, she calls 911 later and says, OMG, a black man just carjacked me and took my kids. Cue national panic. Media circus. She's on TV crying, pleading for her babies, and the entire country is like, We have to find this mystery carjacker. Problem is, her story smells like expired milk. Cops immediately notice carjackers don't typically keep kids. And her traffic light story? Total BS. It couldn't even have happened unless another car was present. And guess what? There wasn't one. After 9 days of bad lies, she cracks. November 3rd, 1994. She confesses. She drove to John D. Long Lake, rolled the car into the water with her kids strapped in, and watched it sink. Took about 6 minutes. 6 minutes where she could have changed her mind, but nope. The kids were found upside down in their seats. She's arrested immediately. And in May 1995, her divorce from David is finalized. Prosecutors say she killed her kids to chase Tom Finley, the boyfriend who didn't want kids. The defense? They go full sad violin. She's depressed, she was molested, and this was supposed to be a murder-suicide. July 25th, 1995. She cries in court, apologizes to David, and he straight up says, "All my hopes and dreams died that day," and tells the jury he's cool with her getting the death penalty. But nope. After 90 minutes, the jury says, life in prison with parole after 30 years. Prison life? Oh, it's messy. In 2000, she admits to sleeping with a prison guard, Lieutenant Houston Cagle, like 4 times. Another prison captain, Alfred Rowe, admits to a relationship with her too. She gets transferred to Leith Correctional Institution because apparently even behind bars, she's causing drama. Her record? Razors, drugs, self-harm, unauthorized media contact, romantic pen pals, manipulation. You name it. She even posts a writeaprisoner.com profile in 2003 and gets thousands of letters before backlash forces her to remove it. She attempts suicide several more times while locked up, but 30 years later, she gets her shot. November 20th, 2024, parole hearing day. She shows up on video, crying, apologizing, saying God forgave her, and asking for mercy. Meanwhile, about 15 people testify against her, David Smith included, wearing pictures of his boys and saying she deserves none of her life back. Prosecutor Tommy Pope? He's still mad from 1995 and calls her selfish, pointing out how her fake carjacking caused racial fallout. Parole board? Unanimous denial. And reports say Susan threw a tantrum in her cell afterward. Parole's rare in South Carolina, and for infamous cases like hers, basically impossible. She could try again in 2 years, but good luck with that. So yeah, moral of the story? Don't murder your kids because your boyfriend doesn't like them. Maybe just, I don't know, get therapy like a normal person.